Hey guys, it's Reese. Welcome back to the channel. Yeah, um, this live stream I'm showing my newest diecast car find from a kind of out of town Target store. And the funny thing is, I actually got there at a. Sorry, I'm just really shocked by this because I got two M2 chase cars that I will be showing in this live stream. But besides that, this person who was restocking stuff at this Target store, she was really nice. Now, I'm just going to say something. I do not, call any stores to see when they get cases or anything of that sort whatsoever. I go straight in there and, just ask. And actually, I don't open cases unless I'm allowed to. I know that might be shocking to some people, but it's like, you shouldn't just open a diecast car case unless, the people give you permission to do that. Because I just think from, my point of view or perspective as a diecast car collector is you shouldn't just be opening stuff without permission for the diecast car cases from Matchbox or any brand, really, to be honest. Because it's like, I see all these other videos of people just opening cases and they supposedly say they get permission, but it's like, for me, it's a 50-50 chance of them really knowing that they actually got permission to open those cases or not, kind of thing. So again, that's completely unknown because, you can only control yourself and what you do in that store in that very moment if you see stuff like that there. Now, however, the thing is, if you see, the pallets at like any store and they're not opened, do not take stuff off of those, because I'm not saying you'll get banned or trespassed from the store. I'm just saying you may possibly get a warning or some sort of thing saying don't do it again, kind of thing, from management, just depending on how they respond to that. Because again, some managers at stores are nicer than others, but that just depends on how they feel about that situation. Anyways, besides that, I kind of think that us collectors maybe really shouldn't be opening the cases, because then it makes other people look bad who can't. I'm not saying scalpers per se, but I'm just saying if someone wanted one car from a case and they can't find one car, and it doesn't have to be a chase or a super by any means, but just like a basic mainline car, and it's one car they want and some person takes all 2 or 4 of them, it's you really shouldn't do that for a mainline car unless you're customizing it for car customization. That I can understand. But if you're just putting those on your channel to resell, that's a little different. Now for me, it's if I most of the time what happens is, normally I previously used to buy excessive amounts of duplicate cars, but I backed off on doing that. And the reason is because for mainline cars, it's I want other people to enjoy this hobby too, and I want others to get their cars as well too. I want, other collectors to, get their fair share of these mainline cars. Now, if it's a super treasure hunt, and you find 2 of them in the same case for some random miracle reason or whatever it may be, there's one of 2 ways of how I see this. You either can take 2 of them, or what you could do is, sometimes, not always, this can happen, but you should ask someone hey, do you have this super treasure hunt, or hey, do you have this chase car, kind of thing. But the thing is, you don't know that other collector very well. You don't know if they're going to resell it, kind of thing. And that's kind of the only concern that, you have of giving someone a duplicate of a chase car from the premium diecast car brands, or Matchbox Super Chase, or a Hot Wheels Super Treasure Hunt, or Hot Wheels Premium Chase. You just don't know those collector people very well. You don't know their, intentions of what they do with said chase car from those brands, or a Hot Wheels Super Treasure Hunt, if you give them an extra, if it's the same one you found 2 of from the same case, or you found multiple cases and you found 2 of them, kind of thing. Anyways, yeah, I am going to be showing some diecast cars here, but it's this is kind of, a mixed chat. It's kind of I'm showing diecast cars, but also talking about the diecast cars hobby at the same time, kind of thing. So hopefully you can, understand what I'm trying to do here. It's kind of like a mixed diecast cars fun live stream kind of thing in a way. The other thing is, I've seen stolen Hot Wheel cards, like for basic ones, premium ones, and even like those themed assortment ones. That is just wrong. I'm sorry, but if you go so far as to stealing a Hot Wheels car, that I really wish people would stop stealing the Hot Wheels basic cars. Like, seriously, if it's not a super treasure hunt, why are you stealing a stupid, dumb Hot Wheels mainline car? Or same for a Matchbox. If it's not a Matchbox Super Chase for the basic cars or moving parts cars, why are you stealing $1 or like $2 or $3 Matchbox car that's not a chase car of any kind? That is just so stupid and pointless. It makes zero sense. Like, seriously. I just don't get it. Like, why is this happening? It's wrong. I'm just saying it. It's nothing but wrong. I'm sorry. There's a saying that 2 wrongs make a right. That is not making anyone look good in the diecast car collecting community by stealing Hot Wheels cars. And if you do it twice, it's like you think you're in the right by doing that. No, it just makes you worse if you do it again. Anyways, I want to show some cars before I talk more about the hobby, because I have some really cool finds that I got from a kind of out of town Target store today. I'm just, going to be putting stuff in the chat mode every once in a while if someone's here to, do that. So this Target store just put out M Case, and unfortunately, it's not the Super. It's the main line of the Super. But I still had to get this because this was the only one there, and I think they put out one case of M Case, and this was the only Nissan there. And it's like, I don't know if I was late to it by a few seconds or not, because there was no one in the aisle when I went there, and I just saw the empty Hot Wheels box, and it's like, it was just one in total, so I doubt there would have been 2 of these in there. Now, if there was like a second case put out, then I probably would have had a slightly better chance of finding the Super Treasure Hunt in the dark blue color. I have found 0 Hot Wheels Super Treasure Hunts for 2024 cases so far, which is weird, and we're like past way halfway through this year already, and that's just bizarre. Oh yeah, and this truck in Q case is for the then version is the 1983 Silverado, and that's going to have a Super Treasure Hunt. So look out for this blue truck, but as the 1983 year model, and a Super Treasure Hunt version in a Spectra Flame Blue with the Real Rider rims and tires. Sorry, I'm talking a little fast. I just got a little excited there about mentioning that. This is cool. Check out the color on this Honda Civic Custom. It's like an aquamarine teal blue color. I mean, isn't that cool? Just look at this blue color. That is just really nice. These are all 2024 M Case cars I'm showing, along with some special Matchbox cars as well. Finally, got this. I had to get 2 of them. I mean, because again, there was only one case put out, and it's like, this is a mainline car I've been waiting for a long time since I knew it was getting released this year. So I had to get this one. The thing is, I really hope that, someday I get into car customizing, because I want to turn one of these Toyota GR6 Cup race cars into like Gulf Racing livery, because imagine this in Gulf Racing livery. That would be sick. I mean, if Hot Wheels made this in Gulf Racing livery, just imagine how quickly it would sell. I used to make hunting videos, but the problem is, Mr. Speed, one time when I was at a Walmart store, they're like, yeah, you can't make videos in our store. And I'm like, I'm not doing anything illegal, because it's like, technically I'm asking to do it, and they just said no. And it's like, secondly, I've actually been, making diecast car hunting videos in this Walmart store before even, saying this to them. And thirdly, it's like, I'm not going through the cases by any means. I'm not damaging cards. I'm not, putting all the cars like in 50 different aisles in the Walmart store or a Target store by any means. I'm just literally, looking at the pegs for Hot Wheels and Matchbox cars. I mean, sometimes I used to do it where I was like outside of the store, and it's like, as long as you have a receipt that shows you bought the cars, no one's going to judge you for making a, video showing toy cars if you have a receipt, because then they know you paid for it. So yeah. These are the, okay, this is not going to work, or maybe it will. These are the rest of the Hot Wheels cars I got from this Target store today. All of these were there at this Target store as well, too. The weird thing is, all of these cars I'm showing, these 5 cars I'm showing, 5 or 6 cars I'm showing from M Case, there was only one of each of these in that entire case. So it's weird, because it's like this case had 0 treasure hunts in it at all. It did not have the Ford Transit Connect van treasure hunt whatsoever, which is just really weird. And some YouTube channels are saying, oh yeah, Hot Wheels cases, not all of them are guaranteed a treasure hunt anymore now. And it's like, that's not even the super treasure hunt, and we're not seeing those in cases as often as we used to. And it's like, it's probably because the people who work at Hot Wheels and Mattel, they're starting to take the treasure hunts and the super treasure hunts out of majority of the cases, and that's why not everyone sees them as often as we used to. And it's like, someone's got to stop this from happening. Otherwise, you're not letting these actual collectors get what they want in stores. But is Mattel going to care? No. They don't seem to care, because they've done nothing to stop it whatsoever. I got this at Target. Mercury Cougar Eliminator from Johnny Lightning. And actually, it's a brand new casting. There's 12,240 made in total of this Mercury Cougar Eliminator from Johnny Lightning. And it's a new casting for Johnny Lightning as well, too, by the way. And it's in a really nice blue color. Now, yes, I would have liked to have seen this one in a white Lightning, but I've never found a white Lightning car ever in a store that, sells Johnny Lightning cars, which is just weird. Okay, get ready, because what I'm about to show you next is pretty cool. I got the new Matchbox Red Edition cars. 2 of them. 2 Matchbox Red Edition cars of the MX-5 Miata. They were in the same case, and I almost overlooked it, because I thought I saw one only, and then it's like, I looked back in the case that, the restock employee at Target had opened, and a second one was in there. Now, silly me just made a big mistake. There might have been a orange Holden Commodore sedan in that case, and I'm like, oops, I didn't even check for that, because I was too happy when I saw these. Well, I'm going to show them after something else. Normally, I don't collect cars of this scale, but how could you pass on this? I mean, isn't that sick? I mean, just look at this Cole Ferrari in 1/43rd scale. Hot Wheels needs to make stuff like this again, because this was $6. This Ferrari Race and Play 1/43rd scale SF90 Stradale was $6. And that's just the basic price. Then you have to add tax, which makes it probably like, close to like $6.40 probably, with tax being added. But the main, oh my goodness, I still can't believe it. 2 M2 chases, and these are Target exclusive ones. I mean, seriously, 2 of them. 2 of the Target M2 machines chases of this 1966 Dodge Charger Hemi. 2 of them. And they're Target exclusive M2 chases, by the way, too, if you didn't know that. These are not sold at Walmart stores. These are Target exclusive M2 chases. And the funny thing is, I found one on the pegs and one in an open box. And it's like, the funny thing is, when you see an open box of diecast cars, you're like, oh, I'm not going to find the Super Chase or the Chase or like the Super Treasure Hunt or anything like that. Or like even good mainline cars if it's a Hot Wheels or Matchbox basic cars case. But one of these was sitting on the pegs, and the other was surprisingly in an open box that kind of took a hit from packaging somehow. So yeah, but I was able to score these 2 in the same day at the same Target store, and I just could not believe it. I was literally like shaking when I found these. I'm like, oh my goodness, there's another chase. And it's like, is this even real right now? Did I just score 2 M2 chases of the Target exclusive Dodge Charger Hemi car? And it turns out, yes, I did. I'm sorry. I'm still just left shocked and speechless right now. And oh man, my smile was just through the roof. I just had a super huge smile when I found those. And I just could not believe it. And it's like, An open box had one of those. An open box that took a hit actually from probably the factory or something else, or like the people who the distribution centers, not the factory, but like the companies that distribute them to the stores, or maybe like it took a hit while being in the truck getting to the Target store. I don't know, but one of the cards is in a little bit rougher shape, but it's like that's not stopping me from buying two of them. And the thing is, it's because the card wasn't like, opened or anything. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. Anyways, but yeah, those were my newest diecast car finds from this weekend at this kind of out of town Target store. And the sad thing is, like I had mentioned, I had a brain fart, and I'm like, oh, now I realize there could have been a Holden Commodore sedan in orange in that Matchbox Cars case. And I'm like, oops. And the thing is, they had like not a huge amount of Matchbox cars put out. I mean, they had some, but not a huge amount. And it's like, I see a Matchbox case unopened on this Target U-boat thing, and I catch someone restocking, and I'm like, hey, is this going to get open? And she's like, oh yeah, which one? And I point to the case, and she just opens it for me. Which is funny, because it's like, sometimes when you talk to certain employees, they're like, no, I'm not going to open that for you, kind of thing, because you have to wait till like everything else gets put out first. It's like some employees are like, they have to put out everything else before they can help with certain other things. But it's like, no, she's restocking the toys, so I caught her just in the right time. And it's like, well, exactly. It never hurts to ask. That is 100% true. It never hurts to ask, but you got to ask politely, because if you ask rudely, they're going to be like, no, we're not opening cases for you anymore after you said something like, not polite to our employee, kind of thing. You never ask rudely. You always ask politely in the nicest possible way you can. Anyways, with that out of the way, it's time to talk about the diecast cars hobby. It's not even for kids really much anymore now. I mean, it's for like anyone. Yes, niceness and kindness always get you far. Because if you think about it, if people were more kind, polite, and nice, it's like we would live in a much better world, a much safer world, not just for diecast car community, but for a much safer world in general. Because it's like, if you are nice and kind to, a lot of people, you can start touching other people's hearts in ways that they didn't think were possible. I mean, again, unfortunately, you can't control everyone of how they're going to respond to certain things. So that's kind of the, unknown about, any of these collecting hobbies, or even stuff outside of these hobbies as well. Anyways, the diecast car community, I see people customizing cars, but it's like, some of these customs are like, $40+ depending on like, what kind of custom it is. And it's like, I'm not saying like, someone's not going to pay for that. I'm just saying, we need to realize that even if people make these customs, not everyone has like, a huge amount of money, like, to spend on a custom diecast car from any channel that makes them. All I'm saying is people will buy your customs, but just be aware that not everyone, has well-paying jobs to afford these custom diecast cars. And the other thing is, other channels should realize, oh, these customs are cool. Why am I not making them? If you think about it, if you make these customs yourself, and you have the skill set and tools to do all that stuff, and the knowledge and the space to do it as well yourself, you won't be spending like $400+ per year on some other diecast cars channels on customs. I mean, the customs these channels make are really cool and sick looking, but besides you put all that away, you got to think about it. They're putting all this time, dedication, and work into it, and that's another reason why they want so much money for them. And I can completely understand that. Will people buy them? Yes, they will. People will buy your diecast custom cars because they know how much time and dedication and work you put into it. Diamonds, hey, thanks for stopping by. I'm not sure if you saw the cars or not, because I've already shown all the cars. Exactly. And it's like, some people can just give away their custom cars for free, like on the app called Whatnot. Now, again, I don't have a Whatnot. I'm not planning on joining it anytime soon. I mean, even if I did, I would probably, again, I would have to talk to parents about it first. But it's like I would only be on there to just buy cars, not like sell my own cars, kind of thing. Because again, my channel is not about reselling. I only looked up prices of how much things are going for online in case I do trading in the future. I am not a reseller. I only trade stuff if it's a fair value. And that's another thing I want to mention. Be aware about trading your diecast cars. You don't want to get scammed into saying, hey, I'm going to trade you this chase car and you just get like one premium diecast car in return. That's not a fair trade. I mean, seriously, the value isn't there. The value's just not there. Because it's like, some of these premium Hot Wheel cars maybe go for $20. I would say 30 or 50 is a little, high. I'd say 50 is a little high for like one premium Hot Wheels car. I mean, if you had like 3 or 5 of them, that would make sense because you have 3 or 5 of the same premium Hot Wheels car unopened. But it's like if you have just one, you're not getting $50 for that premium Hot Wheels car unless it's something that Hot Wheels made like only 12 of in total. But again, that's only if they made that low of them in total. And Hot Wheels makes a lot of premium Hot Wheel cars from all the sets for like months and years, to be honest, since they started making them. I'm not entirely sure when they started making them, but they've made a lot of Hot Wheels premium cars, and they don't make limited numbers of them by any means. Because even people outside of the US are finding these as well, too. Anyways, another thing is, some of these collectors you run into the aisle, it's like, you see certain collectors, and it's like, the thing is, some collectors, well, I'm just using this bag as an example. Pretend this bag is a collector, and there's another collector trying to get there. This collector who sees this collector here, again, I'm just using the bag as a visual for another collector. They will just do that to get to the Hot Wheels cars or the Matchbox cars. They will just push you out of the way, even though you were there first. And it's like, that's just wrong. I'm sorry, but you do not push people out of the way with shopping carts to get your, first pick or first dibs of the toy cars. That is rude, inappropriate, disrespectful, impolite, and that person's probably going to report you to, management from that store if you try to hurt them. I mean, seriously, why are we pushing and shoving people to get toy cars? This is just horrible. You don't push and shove people to get your stupid Hot Wheels cars. That is just the dumbest thing ever to do. And actually, some channels even say they've seen people fighting over Hot Wheels cars. Like, they will just be like, oh, this is mine, that's mine. No, this was mine. No, that was mine. And it's like, seriously, why are we getting so aggressive in the diecast car collecting community? That is not helping anyone. It is helping you look bad in the diecast car collecting community, if you think about it that way. Another thing is, if you find a super treasure hunt, you shouldn't be like, hey, I found a super treasure hunt, and just, show it off to everyone in that store. Because then it makes them feel bad that they couldn't find it. I mean, to be honest, it's like, you should just, you really should be like, congratulating them, saying, wow, that's a cool super treasure hunt you found. Or it's like, you could also say, I hopefully find one soon myself, kind of thing. You shouldn't be pushing and shoving people or like, ripping it out of their hands saying, your super treasure hunt you had is now mine. Ha ha ha. People shouldn't be doing stuff like that. That is just so wrong and disrespectful. Again, that example that I just mentioned might not be true, but it could happen someday. You just never know. Exactly. Rico, Bobby, I exactly agree with that. Collect what you like and what makes you happy or what, brings you joy. Seriously, these adults need to stop fighting over the toy cars. It is not worth it. It's just not worth it. In my opinion, it's like, if I see someone in the toy car aisle and they get there before me, I'm letting them go through the cars first. Even if they pull a super treasure hunt, I'm still letting them go through it first. Sure, it might, hurt a little that you couldn't get to the super in time, but, you should be congratulating the person who got there first because they got there before you fair and square. Again, I never do anything rude to people who find chases or super. I actually congratulate them. In fact, a lot of my comments on other channels, like if they find a raw chase or like supers or like a Matchbox super chase or like a chase from any diecast car brand, I'm doing nothing but congratulating them. Exactly. That's my point. I mean, seriously, I was happy to find this today at that park store. Oops, dropped them. This was one Hot Wheels mainline car I was looking for, and guess what? I found two of them. And I was actually the first one to the diecast car aisle, and I found two of them there. Yeah, this is from 2024 M case actually. This is from 2024 M case. This is the Toyota GR6 race car cup. It actually has some signature on there. It says Tony Berdinger's GR86 Cup race car from Toyota. And again, I've been looking for this, and wow, that's something else. That's pretty cool. I mean, yeah, it does actually have a. If you didn't see it, like, see, right there where I'm pointing to, that's a signature on the card actually. Anyways, Diamonds, I'm not sure if you're still here or not, but Diamonds, if you are, check out these sick M2 chases that I scored from a kind of out of town Target store. I'm not sure if Diamonds is still here or not, but I hope they are, because I did mention to them that I would be doing this live stream tonight or sometime this coming next week if I didn't have time to tonight. So yeah, anyways, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, I just remembered what I was going to say. This live stream is technically replacing the Toy Car Hockey Finals live stream because I can't do both in the same day. It's just too much for me if I did this live stream this time of day right now, plus the Toy Car Hockey Finals live stream. The other reason is because it's, getting kind of late at night for me, so I also actually eventually have to get going to bed soon as well too, unfortunately. So yeah, that's the other thing. I mean, if anyone has questions they want to ask about the diecast card collecting community, and what's my thoughts on certain topics in the diecast cars collecting community, please feel free to ask. If you want me to show some of my diecast car finds again because you were late to the live stream, please don't hesitate to ask because I will show them as well. But yeah, that chase car is about close to $25 on eBay. I already searched it up on eBay. Yeah, I know, sold. I know that. I actually looked it up already. So yeah, but anyways, Alfa Romeo. I probably have a few Alfa Romeo diecast cars, but they're not going to be shown in this live stream. I do have quite a few Alfa Romeo diecast cars. It's just that this live stream was to talk about my latest diecast car finds, which unfortunately none of them are an Alfa Romeo diecast car, but I do actually have some. I do plan on doing some show and tell showcase diecast car live streams every once in a while as well when I can. I just don't know when I plan on doing them all the time though. So yeah. And also the other stuff that I mentioned is we're talking about the diecast cars hobby. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, the Real Mean Matty Dean or not, but this diecast cars collecting community just gets way out of hand. There's stolen Hot Wheels cards in random places throughout grocery stores like Walmart, Target, and Kroger brand store. There's people fighting over toy cars, and it's like, I don't understand why you're fighting over a dollar toy car. That is just the stupidest and most pointless thing you could do ever to possibly get kicked out of a store. I mean, seriously, it has zero reason to escalate to violence over a toy car. Seriously, you see, take this toy car, for example, or any Hot Wheels or Matchbox basic car. Why are we fighting over something that's $1.30? It makes no sense. It makes zero sense to me. It's just the most pointless thing to do. And then some collectors get a little bit different depending on, like, what kind of stuff they do. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I've seen this band 3 times in concert, by the way, actually. Anyways, all I'm saying is, I understand that stores stock a limited number of cases, like per day or week or month kind of thing, but it's like, even then, you shouldn't be fighting over $1.30 toy car. That is like the most pointless and silly thing you could do to get kicked out of a store. Because seriously, I've actually watched other channels' videos, and they're like, they see people fighting and, trying to pry Hot Wheels cars from other collectors' hands just to say what your car was is now mine, and now you won't get it back from me, kind of thing. And it's like, those people are just not real collectors, in my opinion. I'm sorry, but I never want to meet mean diecast car collectors, because it's like, you just don't want to meet those people. They just give off bad vibes in the diecast car collecting community. I mean, I understand channels, like the Hotline of Diecast and a few other channels that have way more subscribers than me. They talk about stuff like this a lot more than I would. And it's like, good for them. You definitely should subscribe to those channels. Highly recommend you subscribe to those channels. The Hotline of Diecast, if you're watching this, I hope more people are going to subscribe to your channel, because your content and what you do is just really amazing. And I really wish more channels could be like your channel. But, all these diecast car collecting channels are slightly different, and we need more different, happy diecast car collecting channels out there in this diecast car community. Because the thing is, it's like, we don't want everyone copying everyone for diecast car collecting channels, because then it's like, then everyone's just going to be talking about the, same stuff all the time almost, or like slightly different versions or spin-offs of it in a way. Walter is a really nice person. I mean, seriously, if you met him, he would be a really nice person to talk to. But remember, you just got to think about it. You don't want to, turn a good diecast card collecting channel into a bad one somehow by, like spinning things different ways, kind of thing. Like, the thing is, misinformation spreads really quickly in like any collecting hobby community, because it's like, some people might be like, hey, I found, like this toy car, like I found this, trading card for like Pokemon or basketball or whatever trading card community it's from. And then, this other channel's like, I didn't find the same exact cards you did at this store, even though it's not in the same area, it's in their area. It's like, that's kind of misleading misinformation in a way if you tell someone like, you're going to find that same card the same day I do, kind of thing. Or like, you'll find the same toy card I do, kind of day at, the same store that sells them. That's not true. All the stores across the US and outside of the US will stock their toy cars and their trading cards of any trading cards you could think of that collectors will collect. They stock them completely differently throughout the day and week, because not all stores get their stock the same day. You got to think about it that way. And another thing is, how do I say this? I literally go into the stores. I do not call any stores to say anything about, when you get toy cars. I mean, seriously, I've run into, a few employees saying they have people calling, like a Walmart or Target store saying like, these people are calling about the toy cars or like the trading cards to see when they get them in, kind of thing. And it's like, I never do that. I never did it once. And do I plan on doing it in future? No. Because that just makes you look bad and kind of lazy in a way. Like, seriously, I feel like if someone, calls the store to say like when they get their trading cards or diecast cars in for like any brand of diecast cars, that's just an all-time low of laziness. I mean, the not lazy part is you get out of your house and you go search for the cards. But the thing is, you're just sitting at your house on any given day of the week throughout any time of that month and that year, and you're literally calling a store employee And it's like, the thing is, not all store employees will have information about when they get cars. And to be honest, it's like, that's just being lazy. Like, seriously, get out of your house and go look for these products yourself. You don't need to be calling someone else to see when they get them. And the other thing is, employees, not all of them, but some employees at stores will be collecting these, trading cards and diecast cards as well. So that's the other thing. You got to realize that, some of these employees could be on their break when they are, looking for stuff or putting things out kind of in the area where they should be. Anyways, I'm just saying that, to be honest, employees should not be going through the cases while they are working. That is just wrong and not helpful. That should actually be stopped, to be honest, because it's like, any store employee, no matter what store they work at, even if it's not a grocery store and they're not on a break or their lunch time, they should not be going through the trading cards or the toy cars or even the Legos. Yes, Legos are getting expensive too once their sets are retired. And to be honest, us collectors, we have way better things to do than just be lazy saying, hey, have, this store or whatever store you're calling, gotten like new trading cards or diecast cards in from like this brand or this brand kind of thing. You don't do that. And the thing is, some of those employees you call are collecting these things yourself. And it's like, you're starting to wonder, oh, why are, certain toy cars and other toy products being locked up? It's because people are stealing them like hotcakes. Theft needs to stop in this community badly. Actually, if you haven't seen Cali Collector 75, it is getting really bad in California. Hot Wheels cars in certain Walmart stores in California are locked up completely. Like, the entire aisle of toy cars is locked up completely in certain Walmart stores in California because theft there is really horrible. And actually, I'm just going to say something. I believe like certain states have like laws or something saying like the police can't even get involved unless it's like 500 or more US dollars of stolen goods from a store getting stolen to even have the police get involved. Like, seriously, they're not going to stop someone for a toy car if it's stolen. Like seriously, how bad is this getting? I don't get it. And actually, I watched some channel, I think it was Razapoke or some other diecast card collecting channel. They are putting basic cars in these premium Hot Wheels diorama sets, and then they get discounted. You want to know why they're getting discounted? Look at this silly Hot Wheels basic cars that shouldn't be in there, or the Matchbox basic car, or these other premium cars that aren't the correct Hot Wheels premium cars that should be in there. I mean, if a chase car gets put in one of those, I would be really shocked. Because I don't think someone's going to be silly enough to realize, oh, they put a chase car in this Hot Wheels premium diorama, and then someone picks it up and be like, whoa, is that a chase in there? And then they're like, yeah, it is. No one's going to do something that silly. They would actually take the chase and put a regular to that Hot Wheels premium chase in place of it in that diorama set, more than likely, because they want to take the chase car instead. And speaking of Hot Wheels and Matchbox car stuff, a Hot Wheels RLC car that's dropping soon is a 1994 Toyota Supra in blue with, I believe it's golden yellow or like gold-like wheel rim color, and the tires are black. Wow. That's another example. Sometimes collectors will steal stuff out of these 5-packs and put other cars in there that don't even go in there. So yeah, I mean, that's just, wrong. Like, stealing in this diecast card community. Sorry if I said something similar to it. But anyways, sometimes when I have a topic that makes me excited, I get a little excited, so that's why I'm talking kind of fast at times. So if something comes out like slightly wrong or a little bit different, please do not judge me for that, because I will correct myself if I have to. See, and the thing is, when I was at this Target store today, getting checked out after someone was nice enough to I'm not going to give away names, but someone from my family actually bought these toy cars for me because they see how much happiness it brought me. And anyways, besides that, so I'm getting checked out with them, and anyways, I see a receipt on this thing near the bags in the Target store in the same self checkout area that I'm getting checked out at the Target store from today. And guess what happens? I bring it to, I guess it's maybe someone of management, I'm not entirely sure, but I said, hey, this person left a receipt behind, and guess what they said? They said, thank you. I didn't even expect them to do that, but it's like, it's the polite and right thing to do, and here's why. Because then it shows, oh, this person didn't take the receipt. They paid for it, but they didn't take the receipt. Diamonds, did you see them? Check out my 2 Target exclusive M2 chase cars, Diamonds. Found these today at the same Target store. One of them was sitting on the pegs, one of them was in an open box of M2 cars. And majority of the time when I see open cases of diecast cars at any store that sells stuff, whether it's M2, Hot Wheels, etc., you're rarely going to find a chase. But luckily enough, I found 2 of them today. One on the pegs and one in an open M2 box. So Diamond, what do you think of these M2 Machines Target exclusive chase cars? I mean, I think they're pretty cool. They're not the best looking chase, but I'm like, to me, a chase is a chase. And it's like, as soon as I saw these, I just could not believe it. I couldn't believe it. 2 of them in the same day at the same Target store. Yeah, and actually, they're Target exclusive ones, by the way, too. I assume you heard that already. Interesting. So I'm just looking up something. I mean, if anyone's here that wants to talk about the diecast car community, they're more than welcome to, because now is your best chance to, because I'm just scrolling through things. Yeah, this thing is so I just looked up the sold price of this thing, and as of about 9 days ago, this thing sold for about $12. So that's about double the price for this thing. But again, that's not adding tax. And again, I'm just looking up these prices because it's like, I'm just curious to see how much certain things sell for online. Again, I myself am not a reseller. I am not a reseller collector kind of person. And to be honest, this thing is pretty sick and it's pretty big. I mean, check out this Race and Play Brago SF90 Stradale. This is why Hot Wheels needs to get back, and same with Matchbox, into making Ferrari cars, because they can make something as cool as this beauty right here. But they don't, and to be honest, I don't know if they ever will. I just don't know if they ever will. So yeah, anyways, this live stream has gone on for probably a good amount of time, actually, and I kind of think it's probably good enough time to, get towards an ending point in this live stream, because I'm about close to 16 minutes away from, 16 minutes left before an hour goes by in the live stream. So I guess now it's time for, closing thoughts before I, end this live stream. Like, what did you think of this live stream? Like, your thoughts on the diecast car hobby? Like, is there something I should have added to this live stream that, should have been mentioned or said about the diecast car collecting community, or the diecast cars that I found today and was able to acquire at this kind of out of town Target store? If not, I'm probably just gonna end the live stream right about now then. Also, I'm just thought I'd mention this. I will be doing a toy car hockey live stream sometime next week or weekend, because this kind of took the place of that live stream, because I'm not doing 2 live streams really late at night back to back kind of thing, because otherwise I'll get tired while doing toy car hockey, and then I probably more than likely would fall asleep while doing that, and then it's like that would not go well. I'm just imagining how bad that would be for me and my channel. I'm already thinking, like, if I were to do that, someone's going to ask, is he okay? Is he awake even, kind of thing? And I'm like, it would be kind of funny to see that happen, but it's like, I'd rather not even want to picture that happening. So I guess if there's nothing else to be mentioned about the Diecast cars collecting community, or like, oh, can you show this Diecast car one last time before you end the live stream? I mean, if someone wants to see any of my Diecast car finds before I end this live stream, please ask right now, or I will probably end the live stream right about now then, if no one need to get shown again. All right, I just put it in the chat feature, the chat mode message feature. Hopefully, someone sees that question in there about seeing my finds, because if not, I will probably be ending this live stream, because I do actually myself need to get heading to bed pretty soon here. So yeah. I mean, I'll give it a little bit of time for anyone in the chat mode to answer that question if they want to see any of these Diecast car finds that I got today. I'll give it probably like about 1 or 3 minutes if nothing gets typed in there, like show me Hot Wheels finds again, or like show me this Hot Wheels thing again, or anything, like, or show me your coolest Hot Wheels find or your coolest Matchbox find from this. If nothing like that gets put in there, I'm more than likely going to end the live stream right now, or pretty soon anyways. Anyone want to see any of these Diecast car finds? All right. This Nissan right here would have been the Super Treasure Hunt, but it's not. It is just the main line to it. There's a Chevrolet Silverado, a Bugatti Chiron from 2016. And then there's a few trucks that I'm going to be showing. Here's some more trucks. Some pretty cool muscle trucks, including an off-road truck. Cyclone, SVT Lightning, Hirohata Merc, the Ram 1500 from 2023 in a nice blue color. And then probably my 2 favorites from the M case. Well, technically my favorite from this case. I mean, check out this beautiful race car. The GR86 Cup is just really nicely done. I mean, even though it's the first time they've done it, I was just so excited to see these there at this Target store. And actually, check out the cool Civic Custom in this like aquamarine blue or teal blue like color. I mean, this one is just so nicely done in this blue color. That's definitely a teal blue light color, and that's the real reason why I had to get this. This one is called Compact Kings for this set, by the way. And actually, the Toyota race car was from J Imports, by the way. The GR86 Cup was from J Imports, not the Race Day team set, which is a little odd if you ask me. And then, of course, I scored the new Matchbox Red Edition cars of this MX-5 Miata after having someone nice enough to open a case for me of unopened Matchbox cars at this Target store. And silly me forgot to realize that there could have been an orange Holden sedan in that case, but it's like, I'm probably going to find that orange Holden Commodore sedan at some point in future again at a Walmart or Target store. Because you know why? It's not a store exclusive car like this is a Target Matchbox Red Edition car. That Holden, I'll find at any store that sells Matchbox basic cars someday in future. I know I will. I mean, even when I least expect to, that's probably when I'll find it most likely. And again, it's not the most popular Matchbox car they have right now, so I know I'll find one eventually. Oh yeah, the Matchbox Target Red Edition Chevrolet C10 pickup truck. I don't know when that'll be coming out though, because it's just a prototype for now. It's getting close to production, but my guess is when it comes out, it's probably not going to be till like more towards the end of this year or maybe sometime next year. My guess is like, I'm probably thinking like, November, December is when that hits Target stores, maybe. If it doesn't hit it then, I'm guessing sometime early next year. But again, that's just because it's not fully out yet in stores, and also the other cars that would be in that case haven't been released too. So my guess is maybe November, December. Oh yeah, the Corvair pickup truck and moving parts, that's pretty cool. And here's this Mercury Cougar Eliminator from Johnny Lightning in blue. This is actually a new casting from Johnny Lightning. It's 1 out of 12,240. And yeah, this is not the White Lightning, but I really like blue colored cars. And actually, the Mercury Cougar Eliminator is one of my favorite muscle cars from back in the day, if you didn't know that. This is one of my favorite muscle cars from the 1960s. And then, of course, to wrap up the live stream, you gotta see the chase cars again, the Target exclusive chase car of the 1966 Dodge Charger Hemi. And yes, it does have the shiny gold stuff. There's the shiny gold bumpers, the shiny gold rims, and the shiny gold rear bumper. And even the number 1966 is actually in a gold painted license plate on the back for the year of this car. Well, that's probably going to be officially the end of this live stream. Bye, everyone. Thanks for watching, joining, stopping by, all of that good stuff. And I will see you in my next Diecast Cars live stream for either a Diecast Car show and tell or showcase live stream. But more than likely, my next Diecast Cars live stream will probably be Toy Car Hockey. So be on the lookout for the Toy Car Hockey finals for this season live stream. Now remember, the Toy Car Hockey finals is set. It's going to be USA versus Germany. And you're probably wondering, how is it not RWC? Didn't they have the best record? They got eliminated in the semifinals. Not all teams in Toy Car Hockey end up, playing as planned come playoff time. Some teams do good, and some teams do, middle good, not so good, and some teams do really bad. Anyways, I probably need to get going because I need some water for this kind of a little annoying cough I have right now. So bye, everyone. Thanks for watching, joining the chat feature as well, and all of that stuff. And have a great end of your Sunday and a fantastic end of this weekend, because the next week starts tomorrow, because tomorrow is Monday. Bye now. Laters. Thank you all for being here as well, too.